Want to start learning about Hangeul or the Korean language? Stay tuned to this video for some tips. Annyeonghaseyo 친구, I'm Sherwin and welcome back to our channel. Today I'm going to give you some tips on how you can start your journey learning the Korean language or Hangeul. But before that, if you haven't subscribed yet to our channel, click the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you will be updated with future videos like this in the future. Just like what I said at the beginning of the video, this is about giving some tips on how you can start your journey in learning the Korean language or Hangeul. Just a little bit of a background. Back in 2013, I started learning Hangeul through an informal process. I started watching Korean dramas and I just listened to the actor and actresses on how they speak the language as I read the subtitles of the drama that I am watching. I also listened to some K-pop music of Super Junior, 21, Wonder Girls, and Rain. It helped me appreciate and learn little by little Hangeul, and eventually I enrolled to a Korean class through the help of Korean Cultural Center here in the Philippines. So let's begin. Today I'm going to give you 5 tips on how you can start your journey learning Hangeul. Tip number 1. Start watching Korean drama. Korean dramas are everywhere. Right now, it's very popular in different streaming apps like View and Netflix. So start from there. I suggest as you watch the Korean drama that you like, turn on the subtitles. Don't change the audio. Notice how the actors and actresses speak the language. And from there, you will be able to appreciate and catch some important phrases, words, and greetings that you can use and remember as you learn the Korean language. Familiarize yourself with the words that you are interested with. If you have time, take some notes, and after every episode, try searching for those words in Google, and probably you can create a dictionary of your own of your favorite words in Hangeul that you will learn as you go along. If you're not into the K-drama type, I suggest you can also start listening to K-pop. There's a lot of K-pop artists nowadays that you can choose from, and you can listen to their music. Listen as well how they speak the language through the music. Make a list of those words that you are interested with, and after that, play it again and again so that the memory will be retained to your head. Tip number 2. Invest in buying books and audiobooks about Hangeul. When I was in my earlier days of learning Hangeul, I bought an audiobook. This is Berlitz Korean in 60 minutes. I bought this before, and it includes a CD, a compact disc, wherein you can listen to the Korean phrases and words in 60 minutes. So it comes with a compact disc and a booklet, a guide booklet. What I like about audiobooks is that I can play it over and over again so that I can easily remember the words that I'm currently learning. So example here, we have the basic expressions like yes, no, okay, and please. Another book that I suggest that you should have is an English-Korean dictionary like this. So I bought this when I was in Korea, and this is helpful for me, especially when I am watching Korean dramas. Another book that I have is The Essential Korean for Everyday Use. This one is more on a conversational type. This is very helpful when I travel to Korea because it contains phrases and sentences on how I can converse with the locals in Korea. This is handy as well, and I carry this again every time I travel to Korea. It also comes with a CD with a pronunciation guide on how you can speak fluently while learning. Tip number 3, use online tools. Right now, the internet is a very good venue for learning Hangul. You can search Google, you can use YouTube, or you can go to some websites like Talk to Me in Korean, wherein you can learn for free about Hangul. You can also visit some government websites as well as in korea.net, wherein you can find materials that will be helpful for you in learning Hangul. You can also download an app that you can use while you're learning the Korean language. There's a lot of apps right now that you can choose from. Tip number 4, enroll in a Korean class. This is one of the most effective way to quickly learn Hangul. You can choose whether it's going to be free or a paid class. I suggest if you have a Korean Cultural Center in your country, you can go to their Facebook page or website and check if they offer free classes. Here in the Philippines, the Korean Cultural Center offers quarterly free Korean classes. I took mine in 2013 and was able to learn the basic Korean back then. When you enroll in a Korean class, they will be giving you some materials that you can use while you are studying. You can have books like this. And lastly, tip number 5, learn Hangul with a friend. There's so much joy in learning Hangul if you have a friend with you learning the language. You can have someone check on you as well, and you can check on each other as you progress learning the Korean language. So that's it. Those are my 5 tips for you as you start your journey learning the Korean language. So again, let's go back. Tip number 1, start watching Korean dramas and listen to K-pop music. Tip number 2, invest in buying books and audiobooks related to the Korean language. Tip number 3, use online tools and download some apps related to the Korean language. Tip number 4, enroll in a Korean class. And lastly, tip number 5, learn with a friend. And since you are here and you're at the end of the video, I'm going to add one last tip that I can share with you. You can make a short note of the Korean vowels, consonants, numbers, greetings, and put it in your wallet, or if you have a notebook in your bag. So this is the personal note that I created, and this serves as my guide for me to remember the basic things that I need to learn about Hangul. I suggest that you create one as well for you that will serve as your guide in the future. So that's it. Those are my tips for you. I hope you use it as you go with your journey in learning Hangul. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below and I will help you as much as I can. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe. Leave a comment, share, and I'll see you again in the future. 감사합니다.